Welcome back everyone. Today we are talking about the 10 palettes I would keep if I only can keep 10. This will be so much fun, and if you want to join my family, then please subscribe to this channel. I upload 3 times a week. Today we talk about the 10 palettes I want to keep if I only can keep 10. Like I said, this challenge is not a new one. I saw it by my dear friend Anna from Alles Mix with Anna. Her channel will link down below. Of course, other creators did this before. So I know Angeschka did it before me and a few other. If I find the original creator, I will link her down below. And yeah, I do have a lot of fun with these palettes. I did have some space. I think it would be more of a challenge if I said I only keep 5 palettes, to be honest. But yeah, so I can edit some fun colors as well. And let's start it with the 2 palettes I would keep from Colourpop. And funnily, that's the only ones I do own, which is kind of funny. Just saying, but I mean, I bought them because I wanted them and I know I would use them. First is the Honey palette. This one is an all yellow palette and it looks like this. I'm trying not to blend you. This is the palette. It does have all yellow shadows. I do love a good yellow, to be honest, and this one is the only palette that has all of this variety on yellows. In like one palette has one yellow, I know that, but this one has a lot of yellows, and so I would keep this and love my yellow life. The second Colourpop palette I would keep is the Child palette, and the reason for this is because this one has my favorite green tones. They are warm green tones, and I think because I do love green tones as well, I would keep this palette just because of the green tones. It also has a mint, it does has a really nice shimmer, so I'm loving this palette. And if I only would keep 10, I would definitely keep this for the green tones. I do have 3 Natasha Denona palettes. I know, I was surprised as well. One would be, and this is kind of like one of the palettes I would not have added when I just would have kept 5, but I would keep the Mini Love palette. You can definitely see it's a stunning, beautiful pinky shade palette. I do love that this and this one, these go quite deep, and this one is more cool toned, so I don't have those colors anywhere, and that's why I would keep this one. This one is also a nice travel palette. I mean, if I only keep 10, maybe I want to travel, so this one would be included. Another one that would be included is the Big Love palette, or the medium size Love palette. This one is also, like I said, Natasha Denona, and you can definitely see those are more warm tones, pinks and purples. And to be honest, I did debate if I would be including both, like the mini and the Love palette. And to be honest, those shades in the mini palette are more cool toned. So for me, this definitely has a place to be both of them. And you have a red, you have purples, you have pinks. So this palette is a perfect palette for me if I wanted to add some pink and purple, or even the red. And so this is why I would definitely keep this one if I just can keep 10. Another Natasha Denona palette I would keep is my own palette from Natasha Denona, this one. And I mean, just in case of colors, I would have of course wanted to have a more of a neutral palette I can pull out if I want to do want to go the neutral route. And this one is the Glam and the Bronze palette combined. I love those palettes, the midi palettes, because you can combine them, or you can say, okay, this shade is not for me, so I would switch it out with another medium palette. And that's why this one is not looking like the Glam palette itself, like it's a combination of the Glam and the Bronze, and I have to say I love it. This one would be one, I have everything like cool tones, warm tones, so this one would be a palette I totally love to bring and maybe travel with it or use on a daily basis, and that's why I would keep this one. Let's go through my daily Kaleidos offer. I'm loving Kaleidos, and you all know that. If you're not knowing that, you may be not knowing me for a long time. So I'm loving Kaleidos. I don't have any affiliate codes or anything with them. So it just, I discovered them, I love them, and that's why I always include at least one palette, because I do love them. One of the palettes I will include in my 10 of 10 is the Electric Turquoise palette, because I don't have any teals in the rest of the bunch, and you can definitely see this has some beautiful shimmery teals. Maybe I can put it here. So this has some really beautiful dark matte teal, a more lighter teal. This is stunning. It does have an orange and a light color, and then it also has a brown. I do love this palette if I want to go with a more teal round, and it is a great companion palette to the other palette I would choose if I only can keep 10. And if you know me a little bit longer, then you know that this one is my absolute favorite palette of all times, I would say, and it is the Club Nebula palette. This is the palette Kaleidos did in collaboration with Angeschka Club, and it is just stunning. This is the one I have on my eyes today. I just used like these tones, and then I think this shimmer, yes, this shimmer in the under corner, and then I used a little bit of the green on the lower lash line. I just absolutely love this palette. And it's just, it has a great variety of darker tones, medium tones, and shimmer tones. And this one, by the way, is the one that is on my lid. It is just stunning, just saying. I love it, and that's why I can never part with this. I'm so sorry. I know it's not available, it is discontinued, but I just fucking love it. Just saying. This one is the one I definitely would. It was the first I thought when I thought of the 10 palettes, if I only can keep 10. This one was the first of what I thought about, and yeah, I totally think this is worth everything. Like I said, in fact, maybe if you want to see if I only can keep 5 palettes, please leave it down in the comments. I would totally love to do this, because I think then this will be even harder. And I love it. So like I said, this would be the palette I would keep first hand, hands down, best palette ever. It is stunning, it's beautiful, the formula is amazing, and like I said, the colors are stunning, so I would definitely keep this one. More of a random base. I do, maybe you don't know this, but I do love BH Cosmetics as well. It is a German brand, so I do have, like, we get a lot of BH Cosmetics stuff. I do have a lot of BH Cosmetics stuff, and my favorite one is indeed the Blueberry Muffin. It is a beautiful blue, and oh well, this is what we really I'm so sorry to blend you. This is a stunning palette with a lot of blue tones. I think I can combine this beautifully to the Club Nebula. It also has some brown shades. It's really pretty though. And you do have a lot of more cool tone shades. Like I said, blue tones, stunning, and I think this one and the Club Nebula would be a really nice fit. I do have 2 others that also would fit perfectly with this tone, and like I said, this one would be a really nice palette if I crave some blues. Another neutral palette I totally choose because it is a stunning palette. Is it the perfect palette? No, but I know it is a really good one, and I do have to say I would definitely bring this just because of the glitters, and this is the Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals. I know they discontinued this as well because Tati Beauty is no more, so I'm so sorry if you want to grab it, but this one is just beautiful. And you can definitely see she did this, that you have like matte shades. I think this one's are sequins. Yes, sequins, metallics, and then glitters. And those are the shades just in the different finishes. I think this one is a beautiful palette. And I think This one is a great neutral palette as well. Of course, you have the glitters that I like a lot, and the formula is really, really nice. I do love this palette quite a lot, and yeah, it is a beautiful palette, and I think it will be perfectly together with the other neutral palette from the Natasha Denona. So this one is just a perfect fit. So this is my second neutral and the last neutral palette, to be honest. Just need two of them, to be honest, and the rest is just colorful and pretty. The last palette, and definitely no surprise to anyone, is my Iron Bright Matte palette. This one I always bring into these kind of challenges because it is a rainbow palette. I'm trying not to blend you. Like I said, it's a little bit more difficult. This palette just have all the mattes I will maybe ever need. So I can put in every matte I do would like to have, like a teal or a blue or maybe a purple or a pink. You know, the pinks are not my favorite, to be honest, in this palette because they're quite similar, not as deep as other. So that's why I bring the Natasha Denona as well. You have also like a reddish one, orange. You do have a neutral row I most likely never use because I most likely use all the other beautiful colors. You do have yellow, like I said, and the green. I do love that as well. But it's like, I think this one is a good companion palette to all of the others. If I need a pop of matte rainbow in every shade I can think of, I can just grab those here. So that's the reason I put in this palette. By the way, this is the old packaging, so the new packaging is, I think, neon pink, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but it's just a palette I absolutely love to bring. And yeah, those were all my 10 palettes I would bring if I just keep 10 palettes. Those were all my 10 palettes if I only can keep 10. I think you can definitely see there are just 2 neutral palettes. The rest of them were all colorful, so I do like to bring a good variety in color. Are those my favorite colorful palettes? Some of them. I do have to say I love all of them because when I wouldn't love them, of course I wouldn't bring any of this with me if I only can keep 10. So just so you know. But yeah, I would definitely challenge you, if you have a YouTube or an Instagram, just write down the 10 palettes. If you only can keep 10, which palettes would you keep in your collection, and link me and send me the video. Just saying. And I hope you liked this. If you really like this, then please subscribe. Like I said, I upload every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, and I would love to see how do you like my palettes I chose. Maybe give me some palettes you absolutely love and would keep down in the comments. And we see us on Sunday, and I hope you have a good week, and bye.